I hope these hearings today will demonstrate that we're still willing to speak up. I heard a very compelling story about the mothers of Tiananmen Square that lost their loved ones. And she said after these many years, we still have hope that China will redirect its compassion for its own people. This is really a story about compassion that the government needs to have on its own people. And we stand with, I hope, our nation will not make the same mistakes we made 25 years ago, and that this time we will stand with you, both in spirit and in work, and not just words or Twitters with hashtags, but in actual action. 25 years ago, in Tiananmen Square, they built a Statue of Liberty, and many of my friends were excited that the Chinese people would be free. Much to our dismay, the government hired, I believe that this is correct, they couldn't use local military men, so they got people from the countryside to come in. And they even said that they used amphetamines and things to hype them up to come in there.
Yes, America indeed missed a great opportunity from the very beginning on the night of June 4th. I was there with my last 5,000 students stood at the Tiananmen Square. My position at the time was Commander-in-Chief of Defending Tiananmen Square Committee, while my colleague was blocking tank troops on the street. We stood at Tiananmen Square until 6 a.m. in the morning. We were hoping Americans would come to help us. And America never came. I was heartbroken after 10 months in hiding, after spending 105 hours in a cargo box until I was able to finally come to America. The first thing I did is come to Congressman Smith, your hearing, and I asked, why is America? I did not get that answer. Later on, when the former ambassador to China, James Lilly, came back, I went to see him. I said, sir, why? Why America did not come? And he said, off the record, they do not care. I was heartbroken, but that was the unfortunate truth.
I think 25 years ago, to be quite frank with you and my colleagues, I think we let you down. Our response was wrong. We didn't speak up.
I visited Vice President Dan Quayle. I expressed my deep regret and disappointment. He apologized. He said, we're sorry. But that was not enough to represent who America was supposed to be. That is one nation under God. What we were supposed to do is act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with the Lord our God. That is America we knew. That is America we had a hope for. That has not been the America I knew in the past 25 years. So today is a new day. It's a different day.
I think personally there needs to be a distinction between the government and the people. The government has made statements that the United States hates the Chinese people, that we don't respect the Chinese people. That is not true. To the contrary, we appreciate the long history of China. We appreciate the warm and gracious people of China. What we don't appreciate is a small collective of people to impose their will by force on others.
I was responsible for building the networks that provide medical support while millions pour in from all corners of Beijing. There was an ambulance every 5 minutes, and there was no traffic accident ever. And through that network, many people, for the first time in their life, was able to speak up their hope for a better China, their love for freedom and democracy. That was a festival of hope and freedom. That's what I will never forget. As the communist regime realized, the very life of the communist ruling depends on the lies promoted by the firewall, the internet firewall. And that is even more important than the armies and the jails in China. So any measure that we can take to promote internet freedom, technologies that help circumvent the firewall, will bring truth to China. Every year, I met young Chinese, and this year many teenagers who talked to me. The first thing they did arriving in the United States was to look for information about what happened 25 years ago.
About 8 years ago, I chaired a series of hearings. We had Cisco, Microsoft, Yahoo, and Google, swore them all in because they were infamously censoring practically everything that went on the internet and doing other things, particularly Cisco, and helping with the ability for command and control for the secret police, which was a terrible enabling. I showed on the TV, we did a live demonstration using the Google search engine for China and typed in Tiananmen. We got nothing but pretty pictures, people, including the Secretary of Commerce from the United States, happy people, nothing whatsoever about Tiananmen Square, either on the images part or on the actual search engine for news or website information. All blocked by U.S. companies. I asked a series of questions. They couldn't give me a reason why they were doing it, other than they're following Chinese law. So censorship remains a huge problem.
Yeah, I'm very interested, actually, Mr. Zhou, is that you're talking about the internet. And I was interested in your opinions about the United States giving up control to Russia and China. The ICANN, as you're probably aware or maybe not aware, that we decide to abdicate our responsibilities and we're going to allow China and Russia to help control the internet. Also, I'd like to know what companies the United States, which I think Cisco and some others, have given routers and systems to track down dissidents in China. I'd like you to, if you could, or anybody here on the panel could describe which of those companies in the United States are helping the PLA suppress individual rights. Thank you.
Microsoft, in their Bing search, they will ban something completely irrelevant just because it's very remotely related to the Tiananmen image in China. This is a US company that's following the dictatorship of Beijing. You also have brave companies like Google who refuse to do business in China to stand up for its principles.